Anyway, we are going on a nice long road trip, and every time I go on a nice long road trip, I love to have stuff to chit chat about. Today, we're going to talk about Zoran Mamdani. We're going to talk about the buses. We're going to talk about 9/11. We're going to talk about free grocery stores. We're going to talk about rent freezes. We're going to talk about feminist voters, liberal women. We're going to talk about London, what it has in common with New York City. We're going to talk about all the things Zoran Mamdani, because the big election's coming up, and you know what? It just seems like no one's talking about this guy. Yeah, just kidding. But anyway, I got some opinions, and they're all stuck in my head, so I'm going to let them out and see if you like them. Anyway, we're going to talk about Zoran Mamdani for as long as it takes for me to get these thoughts out of my head. Anyway, so I am road tripping, as you can see from this beautiful blue skyline. And if anyone wants to guess where I am, drop it in the comments. We'll have fun. I'll let you see all the road signs and what have you. Zoran Mamdani. Now, first, a little background on this guy is he is a dyed-in-the-wool communist socialist, just, according to me, one of the worst people on the planet. He was born in Uganda. He's not American. He may live here now, but I don't think he's ever going to be American. He is a Ugandan communist. So why on earth he is going to be mayor of New York City is beyond me, but we'll get to those liberal women in a little while. They are going to ruin this country, and I hope I live long enough to see it. First thing on the list, let's talk about grocery stores. This is one of his campaign promises. Government-run, price-controlled grocery stores. Oh boy. All right. I'm a capitalist. I believe that the capitalist system is the best for everyone. What capitalism is, basically, is you offer a service and people can use it if they wish. People also can compete with you by doing a similar service at a lower price or better quality. And the person that offers the best value gets the money. Now, the people that are shopping get to look around and shop where they want to find the best value. Capitalism. In socialism, you have free grocery stores or price-controlled grocery stores where there is a grocery store you get to choose from. If it's good, that's the grocery store you use. If it's bad, that's the only grocery store you use. That's what you get. Socialism. Now, government has a habit of running things very poorly. I present to you the post office and DMV. Now imagine the governments are running the grocery stores. Does not sound like a good idea, but wait, there's more. Remember when health insurance wasn't Obamacare? Yeah, health insurance had problems. We get it. It was expensive, but there were a lot of doctors. And then going on almost 20 years ago, we got Obamacare. Obamacare gonna fix everything. We're gonna get free doctors and we're gonna get free. How did that end up? Well, we've had some time. Now the capitalists told you this isn't gonna work, but no, we're gonna have Obamacare. Government-run healthcare. And now all you leftists want to kill healthcare CEOs. Wait, what? That didn't work out the way you planned? Health insurance is more expensive than ever. It covers less than ever. It's hard to get. The website is garbage. And it was a failure. Government-run things always fail. So DMV is a nightmare. You could do it online in 5 clicks if you had a private company doing it. The post office, the only company in the world where they can charge you a service, lose the package, not care, then tell you to pound sand. Post office, they're never going to fix a problem if they lose or damage your package. You just have to deal with it. Government run. That's socialism. Now, but somehow it wasn't real socialism. This time it's going to be better. Government run grocery stores. Okay, let's break it down. For those of you that haven't learned the last 17 lessons of how socialism works, the government contracts with farmers and dairy and all kinds of things that grocery stores have, and they buy it, and then they put it on the shelf for a discounted price when they can get it. Now, Let's go back to the dairy farmers. Dairy farmer has 20 cows. It costs, that gets expensive from time to time. Cows don't forever, so you have that resource for a limited amount of time. Milking cows is expensive, and you gotta pasteurize the milk. You gotta transport the milk. You gotta put the milk in fancy jugs. You have to have it USDA inspected. Milk is expensive, and yet we get it at the store for about $2 a gallon because there are thousands of dairy farmers all competing to lower their price as much as possible and provide the best possible service so you can get cheap milk available whenever you go to the store. Ta-da! Dairy farming. Now, when the government steps in, government subsidies tend to get really, really expensive. So now Farmer John with his dairy cows, he says to the government, oh, you need milk? Yeah, it's $5 a gallon. Prices went up, sorry. And the government, because they print money on demand, says, okay, $5 a gallon, no problem. And they put it in their government trucks, and they use their government inspectors, and they put it in the government store, and they have government employees unloading the store and stocking the shelves, and they have government employees at the cash register. And now the minimum wage is $30 an hour. Your gallon of milk costs $10. That's how socialism works, you dum-dums. Okay, so government-run grocery stores are going to have very, very limited items on the shelf. They're going to be more expensive if they're there. Now, you're saying to yourself, but Zoran said he's going to lower the prices. Okay, let's see how that works. So Zoran comes in with this government-run grocery store, and he lowers the prices. Milk is now $1 a gallon. Woohoo! Everyone celebrates cheap milk. All the kids can have milk and cereal, and it's wonderful paradise, socialist utopia. The price of cows didn't change. The price of the expenses of the dairy farmer didn't change. This is just subsidized. So they either print money from thin air or they raise taxes. This is what always happens. Now, when they raise taxes, that means the people that actually do the work, people that have the jobs, are now working just as hard but keeping less money. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. Nothing to see here. Until you get less and fewer workers. Because really, what's the point of working, 12 hours a day on a farm, getting up at the crack of dawn, milking cows, mucking the stalls, doing all the gross part of cows, the dairy farming, when you don't get to keep any of your money? Well, they're going to stop doing it. Learn to code or something. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll just retire. Maybe they'll transfer some of their dairy pastures into just regular farms. They'll raise their own food and just stop going to the grocery store entirely. Self-sufficient, Amish type. That's a possibility. All right? Government-run grocery stores are going to be exactly as successful as every other government-run program that's ever been done. It's going to be late. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to be slow. It's going to be a pain in the ass. And when you get all the cashiers that can't be fired because they've got government jobs, you're going to see people that are rude, uncaring, downright mean. You ever been to the DMV and just find someone who's just mean, nasty, don't give a damn about if you got your paperwork in order or not, and they don't care to help you figure it out because they can't get fired. They're going to get paid the same no matter what. Now imagine that when you're trying to get food. It's going to be a delight, let me tell you. All right, let's switch topics. I got some notes here written down. Free and faster buses on New York. Okie dokie. Zoran Mamdani says the buses are too slow. The buses are too expensive. We need to make free buses. Everyone can travel around wherever they want for free. Once again, for the people in the back that aren't paying attention, buses are not and can never be free. Buses need fuel. Now, whether that's standard handy-dandy diesel fuel that has worked for hundreds of years, or gasoline, or the new electric ones that don't seem to work very well, they need fuel. Buses need fuel. Fuel is not free. Fuel has a cost to it. So I'm not sure immediately, on first glance, we realize that free buses can never work. Now, buses need maintenance. They say that the electric ones need less maintenance, but in the very, very short period we've had to experiment with these, we can find that is not true. They have the batteries don't seem to work as long as they say they're going to. They don't work well in the cold. You've got to charge them. You've got to hire people to charge them. You've got to build infrastructure. You got 40 buses at a bus station, right? You need 40 charging stations. You can't do one at a time. A bus takes a couple hours to charge, and then you get the next one takes a couple hours to charge. Before you know it, you're out of daytime. Okay? You need a lot of charging stations, and they're sometimes $50,000 a piece for a high voltage charging station that would be necessary for a bus. So once again, another cost. Now, you've got bus drivers. Well, because minimum wage, once again, is now over $20 or $30 an hour. I don't know what it is in New York City. And then they've got pension and benefits and healthcare, and the bus drivers are not cheap. So there's another cost. Who's going to pay for the bus driver? And then, of course, there is just damage. When you get 18-year-old kids riding the bus, oh no, there might be a little graffiti. Someone might have a pencil in their pocket. They sit down and poke a hole in the seat. Someone might spill a drink. There needs to be maintenance on there to clean up that spilled delicious frosty milkshake that someone dropped in the third row. Okay? Maintenance, all of that, not free. So once again, the argument falls apart on its face almost instantly. Nothing can be free. Okay, so he's going to obviously tax other people to pay for the buses. It won't work. Because the people you can't tax people to death. They're just going to leave or stop working or something. So, next thing, faster buses. This one is interesting to me because technically you can make them go faster. I mean, you'll have to change the speed limits in Manhattan because anyone who's ever driven through Manhattan knows that you just can't go 50 miles an hour in Manhattan. It's just stoplight, 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 stoplight. And then there's the actual bus stops. We have to pick up people. So you can't go 50 miles an hour between a stoplight to stoplight and bus stop to bus stop. There's just not enough room in Manhattan. But could he make them faster or more efficient by doing one of two things? My guess is he's going to increase the number of buses that are available. Now, this would make them faster because if a bus comes every 10 minutes, no, right now, let's say a bus comes to a bus stop every 10 minutes. What if they came every 5 minutes? Well, that would be faster, wouldn't it? Now, technically, that would work. But you need to buy another bus. And buses are about $300,000 to $400,000 each. So, once again, not free. Not even close to being free. But you could make them faster by increasing the number. Or, now this is the one that I think is going to be about right. What if you take out a couple of lanes of traffic for cars and you make them